Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I'm a writer working on my second book whilst homeschooling my two girls and being with them 24/7. I started a vlog earlier this week. Today is Saturday. It is the 23rd of May. I started a vlog on Monday or Tuesday of this week. And I mentioned I felt like I was getting sick. I had been talking about that in the previous video quite a bit because it was kind of getting there because both girls were sick. On Tuesday, before when I started the vlog this was supposed to be a continuation of, I said my thoughts were starting to go along the lines of, if I continue at this pace of writing, I could finish this zero draft in 2 weeks. Wouldn't that be amazing? I feel like every time I say that to myself, every time I tell myself, oh, I'm going really well with this project, maybe if, at this rate, I'll be done then, there's always something. You can still, my voice is still kind of not there 100%, but I'm feeling way better. However, writing. I thought I could have continued the previous vlog, I guess, but then I thought I haven't vlogged all week. It's it would be a very disjointed, proper one-day vlog and then just me kind of today. So I figured I would update you guys, bring you up to speed, and we would see if we can finish this book today. Well, it's a zero draft, okay? It's a zero draft. Let's look at the numbers. I'm currently sitting at, zero draft, sitting at 32,880 words. So just shy of 33,000 words. I am well into Act 3 to the point where we've pretty much hit the climax. Not very detailed climax. Everything I need is there. Now, how we got here. I did manage to get an average of 1,000 words a day while I was sick. So let me go into my pacemaker very quickly. So Monday I did my 2,740 words. Fantastic, amazing. On par with my 2 to 3K word counts that I had been hitting with this story. The next day on Tuesday, I got 951 words. And that was still, in my opinion, spectacular because I was not okay. The next day I got 1,113 words. And that, again, those were the 2 days where I was really I was not feeling okay. I was full on, really bad. Then I did hit 2,000. I got 2,000 on Thursday, 2,000 yesterday, Friday, because I realized I could actually write while sitting next to hubby on the couch, watching something vaguely on the TV, and actually write. I haven't been able to do that previously, but this story I know what's happening. Anyway, I'm not gonna question. I mean, I could go back to the words and be like, what on earth? Which, the 2 days that were 1,000 words, questionable. I know I'm gonna be reading them and be like, okay. But besides all that, we are sitting at 33,000 words, as I said. Just shy of 33,000 words, is that right? I'm just trying to look at my various word count goals. Yes, just shy of 33,000 words. And I have, Act 3, you have Dark Nights of the Soul and whatnot, you have climaxes, you have all that. I have reached the point of the climax. I have reached the point, it is not as detailed, but the thing is, a lot of the build-up and a lot of the things that would lead to the full climax being a full climax come in the previous part of the book. You kind of build up emotionally, you build up, it's just things happening, and you reach that climactic point. Now, the way that the zero draft has been written, it's how can I put this? A more simplified version, I would say. There's not enough detail. I know the things I'm going to be adding and, making everything more. But at this point, this is the climax, and I know this is the climax, and I really like it because everything I want is there, but it just needs more emotion and more character and more people's reactions, basically. But that comes with me knowing the characters better, which is what I have been doing throughout this zero draft, kind of getting to know my characters and understanding the story. So I'm quite happy with not having Act 3 be this huge full-on affair in the zero draft, because that kind of naturally will come in draft 1. However, it is here, it is here. And I'm probably going to sit down today and add a little paragraph of internal thought, yes, interiority on the fact that we're about to have a showdown, and I am going to actually write a showdown. So what I have technically to do today in order to finish the zero draft, I could do it today, I might not, we shall see. It's 11 o'clock, who knows. I have one scene which is a full-on showdown between our FMC and her dad, who is kind of like the main, you know, it's going to be a full-blown, yeah, there. Again, I might just make it like a very basic dialogue kind of, you know, like it's a zero draft. So I have that scene that is going to be tackled now, that is coming up, and it cannot be. There is also, before that though, there's also the perfect moment for an intimate moment between the two main characters. I haven't decided how graphic I want this book to be, like where I want it on the spice level, where I want it on the intimacy and whatnot. So the moment is there. The moment is there. I just don't know. I might do a very loose / closed door affair for it for now in the zero draft, and then based on how the first draft is going to flow with their relationship and with how I fully come into the characters, then I'll kind of let them guide me, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. I don't, because if it feels right, because at this point it does kind of feel like it's the perfect moment for that and that it would really suit the story. But again, it's still slightly disjointed because it's a zero draft. So that's okay. I'm contemplating that. So intimate scene with a full-on showdown, and then pretty much an epilogue, if I'm being honest. So there's that. And it being a zero draft. So I feel like I'll probably maybe hit the 40K, maybe even not, which I'm fine with. 40K is a really good place to be for a zero draft. What's wrong?
Mom, my sister thinks I'm a crazy pillow.
You're not a crazy pillow.
My sister thinks that.
Well, okay. Tell your sister she's a crazy blanket. So yeah, my battery is dying, so I am going to get some writing done, I would say, at this point. But as I was saying, yeah, 40K would be a really good place to end a zero draft, especially considering all the things I'm planning on, like, you know, implementing, adding. Like I already in my head, I'm already planning the whole thing out. So it's a good place to end because it's gonna be huge. Oh, what is happening in this place? Okay. All right, I'm gonna try and get some writing done, and I'll be back with an update. Okay, so it is 1 o'clock. I have been up and down, back and forth a lot. My cold is still doing things to me, just in case you were wondering. I have written 854 words of the intimate scene I was talking about. There is definitely more I can do with it. There's definitely but again, I feel like I need to go back and make sure the yearning and the need for each other and the tension, just everything needs to be worked into the first draft so that I can finally reach the perfect description of what I want to do. I do have it here, and I do think, I have a feeling that it will have a spicy scene. I do, if not more than one. But this one definitely would match, it would suit. It's just, it feels right. It doesn't feel like it's just there for the sake of being there. It could still be closed door. Like I could still leave it as it is. Right now, it's closed door. So they get up to a certain point, certain things are happening, you get a very clear idea of what's happening without it really being graphic. And then they just kind of, I could leave it closed door. But that will depend, I think, on how the first draft will go, like how the relationship will fully materialize in the first draft, once I move into the first draft. So I don't think I'm going to push myself more on this one because, as I said, like it's just, and that's the funny thing with Act 3, and I found that to be the case with my first book as well. And maybe that's why I stopped the other project as well, because Act 3 is really, really, really dependent on Acts 1 and 2. Act 1 is like the setup, etc. It kind of gets you into it. Act 2 is where everything is kind of happening, and then Act 3, it's where you're reaching the climax. It's where you're reaching, the ultimate point of everything you've kind of set up and happened, and then you're tying everything together. You're bringing everything to a close. You're tying up close. Like, so Act 3 is really, really heavily dependent on the previous 2 acts. And the previous 2 acts still, like, they need work. It's a 0 draft after all. So I'm very happy with it because I know what I want and it is there, but I need the natural flow of the corrected version to then really give it what it wants. So again, it's a 0 draft version of what I want. So I'm happy with that. We are sitting at just shy of, let me see, so 33,700 words. It'd be maybe a 35,000 word 0 draft. I don't see anything wrong with that. We shall see, because I'm about to jump into the confrontation point scene. So, again, it could be, these scenes are probably not as long as detailed because, again, and I keep saying this, I don't know if I'm saying it for myself as well to feel good about it, or if it's like a need to explain it in general. My natural tendency, what can I say? But a lot of the setup, like especially this confrontation, I know the confrontation, I know what's going to happen and I'm going to write it, but it's not very well set up throughout the 0 draft right now. So that's one thing that's going to be definitely be weaved throughout the next draft. So I don't have the full emotional setup going into it, but I do know I know it, like it's in my head, everything has happened in my head, but it just hasn't been on the page, so it doesn't feel, that's okay, that's fine. We are about to dive into a bit of a confrontational scene, and that's fun. And then I have the epilogue, and I'm just, unless I come up with something else, which I probably will in the next draft. But for now, I feel like this confrontation and then a nice, cute, sweet epilogue is probably what we need. That's what I'm thinking for now. And fun fact, it is looking like 28 chapters right now. However, I am pretty sure that chapters 1 and 2 will be split in half, so there will be like extra chapters. But yeah, we're sitting at 28 chapters, which is very interesting. So I'm going to dive into writing chapter 27, the confrontational scene between our main female character and her dad. Which, I mean, her sister's going to be there as well. It's going to be a whole like family kind of thing. I was going back and forth on if I should make the sister part of the family dynamic that was not ideal for her, not good for her. But I think ultimately in the previous scene, it just naturally flowed in a way where she was by her sister's side. So I'm gonna kind of, again, see, this is the fun thing. Like, things just happen in the 0 draft and you realize that, okay, this is how we're gonna go about it. So in the first draft, I'm looking forward to working on the first draft. I don't know if you can tell. I'm also still very sick, but I'm okay. But I'm also sick. Anyway, it is 1:15. I'm going to get to work on this confrontational scene. I can't speak. And can we finish it today? I want to in the weirdest sense, because I want to give myself then tomorrow to kind of just not do any writing related work, like give myself a no writing day tomorrow. Then, if I can, because, I actually focus, I do need to focus on some homeschool stuff tomorrow. So ideally in my head, the way my brain works, I want to finish this so I can then my full attention to like a full day, like really, really planning the rest of the entire term now for homeschool. So let's get ready. Okay, quick update before I have to go and do something and probably be interrupted anyway. Total words of the day as so far are 2,234. I have just finished the confrontation scene, which was 1,380 words. And it'll probably be even more than, but that's okay. It was really, Now I do want to do the epilogue. I probably will. I was contemplating not doing the epilogue and kind of letting the first draft dictate the epilogue, but I do have a nice cutesy little kind of, like where I want them to be at the end of the story. So I think I will write that in. And it's looking like, so the total manuscript is 35,100 words. So, okay. It's okay. That is a 0 draft, which I know. My other drafts, my first draft was 84,000 words, I believe, or 89,000 words, something like that. my previous project. It then went up all the way to like 124,000 and then 139,000. So I feel like ending it just shy of the 40,000 mark will be a good thing. It will be a good thing, knowing me. So I'm gonna go sort out something very quickly and then come back and tackle a nice cute little epilogue maybe and finish the zero draft. Okay. I'm done with the zero draft. I mean, there's nothing else I could really. 35,400 words. Yes.
Okay, the mermaid sleeping bag.
I finished the zero draft of a speculative romance. How did I do that? Okay. That is so interesting. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I mean, it's 35,000 words. It's not like an 80,000 something. It's a zero draft, just writing through. Why am I diminishing my work here? Why am I making... Okay. I went from being stuck on a project, unable to move forward, barely like writing words, to writing 35,000 words worth of a story in 2 weeks, whilst being sick half of that time. Okay? How did I do that? There's more to it. There's definitely there's a lot that I need to... okay. I get to work on editing and kind of and making it. Okay. I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy. I'm enthralled right now. I get to set up my board again. That board has been empty for way too long. Okay? Okay. Fun times. Okay, I'm excited. I'm really excited now. I am really excited and happy that I finished it. I did it. I started writing it and I did it. And there's a lot there. What?
Can I get a pet fish, Mommy?
A pet fish?
Well, we're not getting a pet snappy turtle.
No, definitely not. I'm not getting a snappy turtle. So I think I'm gonna end this vlog here. I'm gonna end the video here. This was Saturday, just a quick little writing vlog. Me finishing the zero draft, which is, I mean, a lot of people consider zero drafts to be like outlines in a way. It is the story, start, middle, finish. I know the story. I love the story, and I'm definitely gonna. The fun thing with the zero draft is characters do their own thing. Like, you don't know any of them, so you have no idea really. You're just like, pantsing a story is a whole experience. I loved every second of this. I had a character who started out as kind of, yes. I had a character who started out as a plot device, pretty much. It's kind of the reason why not necessarily, I mean, the inciting incident, yeah, I guess it could be considered the inciting incident. So kind of the initial cause of the inciting incident, and she then turned into this whole, like, through the story, she just picked up momentum and became a really vital part to the story, like throughout the story. And I'm just like, okay, sure. If that's what you want to do, I'll let you do that. So yeah, so it's just, you know, like I have my two main characters. I have the family, the dynamics there, the family of both of these characters. They both have families, parents, siblings, whatever, friends. The town itself, there's so much to kind of, you know, they've all popped up, they all exist within the zero draft now, and I need to find them in the zero draft and then cultivate them throughout, basically. But this one particular character, she just popped up in the beginning as a plot device and ended up becoming a very vital character to the story. So that's how things happen. I'm excited to break this down now and break down the scenes, break down what I need, the beats, to see what beats I've hit, what beats I haven't hit, that kind of thing. Now plotting and planning kind of do come into play a bit. I was tempted not to print it. I might actually print it out and kind of mark it up, like what I want to add and why, and just for fun, really, because I've been so used to editing books over 100,000 words. I mean, my previous book hit like 139,000 words. So a 35,000 word it's just, it feels like playtime for me right now. So yes, we're gonna be setting up the board, setting up the scenes. I'm excited. I'm excited to draft one. So the next video you see will probably be starting work on draft one, which is okay. It is, yes. I'm gonna let you guys go.